Hi guys, welcome again to another session of Tales by T with your girl, Yay. Remember, if you ever forget the name, just call me Yay. Alright, so today's story is going to be a little different. And I know I said that's the story before, but it is different because today's story is going to teach us that things never stay the same, or things never stay the way they are forever. Long ago, somewhere far away in the beautiful continent of Africa, lived a man called Time. Time was such a powerful man because he was very rich, and even though he was rich, he was very generous and very kind also. He was richer than the king in the village that he lived, the neighboring villages, towns, cities, and in fact, he was richer than everyone in the whole wide world. But his heart was so good that he shared everything he had with people, and he still had more. He shared his food, his clothes, his livestock, his the water from his well. He shared everything with everybody. Stories of Time were so surreal that people traveled all over the world to catch a glimpse of who this man was. I mean, who was this man so rich that he was the richest person in the world? People just traveled to come see for themselves if the story of the man called Time was true. Well, it so happened that one day, Time lost everything he had. He lost his farms, he lost his livestock, he lost his wives, he lost his servants, he lost everything, and all that was remaining of Time was an old shack he called a house and tattered clothes on his back. Well, while some people knew of the news of Time, some people did not, and they were traveling to still come see who this acclaimed, powerful, wealthy, and generous man called Time was. A group of men who had traveled for this reason entered the town in which Time lived. When they got to the entrance of the town, they were met by a beggar, and they asked him, excuse me, sir, we are trying to find the house of Time, but before that, could you direct us to the king's palace? You know, it's customary that when visitors come to a place, they need to go pay their respects to the king. The man directed them and told them, well, Time's house is on the west, but if you're trying to go to the king's palace, you take the east, and when you get to the king's palace, someone will direct you to the house of Time. They thanked the man, and then they went on their way to go see the king. On their way back, the beggar had made his way home. They followed the direction that was given to them by the king's servants to where Time lived, and when they got there, they did not see a mansion or servants or gold and a lot of animals. Instead, what they saw was an old beat-down shack and the same man who was in the tattered clothes and had given them directions to the king's house. They were a little confused and they said, but is this where Time lives? We heard he was rich and famous and wealthy. This does not look like anywhere a man the caliber of Time would live. Well, the man looked at them and told them, I am Time. They were so surprised. They were so surprised because this was not what they heard in their town before they made the journey. They sat down with Time and asked him to tell him all that had happened. After he told them and they were getting ready to leave, they asked Time, so when we go, what should we go tell the people? Time looked at them once more and said, when you go, tell them that time is not what it used to be. So guys, I want you to never forget that as we go through good times and bad times in life, times change and nothing stays the same forever. Thank you.